Good morning. We are starting the show with the stories that are trending on our website and also other national dailies. And for us to do that, we already have a guest with us in the studio this morning. But right now, we are going to take a short break. And when we come back after the break, you meet our guest and we go straight into discussion. My name is Chidimma Orangwan.
And I'm Ajun Chukwu. Blessed be to you all.
Let's take the short break right now.
A lamp.
A lamp.
We literally used that light for about 1 month.
Oh,
Like, I wanted to study medicine or nursing, but after this, I think
oh my God. I want to cry.
That technology is the new way. So you either swim or you drown.
Ndị be anyị agboro abụrụ ọlụ ejirọkwana ya malụ ndị be anyị sọsọ ihe agboro ma bụ tigbuo zogbuo na afọ mfoju akpa gị onye Anambra jisie ike mụọ.
To have you back. We have as guest with us this morning Apostle John Paul Iloduba. He's a public affairs analyst. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, ABS crew. Good morning, Anambra. It's always a pleasure being here. Hello.
And also we have Arinze Anebunam, also a public affairs analyst. Arinze, good morning.
Very good morning to you.
All right, quickly, let's start with the stories that are trending on the ABS website this morning. And the first story we have is the Anambra State government reassures of rehabilitating, reuniting rescued US-based tennis champion with family. Anambra State government urges people to disregard video and ban of Okada, Keke in some council areas. Okuza community commends the Ludo on road projects. These are the stories we have on our website this morning. Let's start with you, Apostle.
Okay, yeah. Let me comment on the headline that's always gladdened my heart whenever I read it. Anything regarding that. That is, of course, the community commence Oludo Road project. You know, each time I come here, I joined, millions of Anambra to say kudos and thank you to Mr. Governor. that man is a working governor. In fact, he deserves that title, working governor. You know, since ever he assumed office, he has wiped away tears, you know, from many phases of Anambra. Okay, just like my community or my council area, we are beneficiaries of this kind gesture. You know, Mr. Governor came on board and decided to wipe away tears, because one of the things that develop a community is road infrastructure, believe it or not. So the other day I went to my own community. That was on Sunday, and it baffled me when I was driving through that road, and everywhere has been tarred, from Amansi down to above Emily. So, and Ndioba, over the years, since I was born, they've never seen asphalted road. This is the first time. So you see, it's a welcome development. So there's no community in Anambra State today, there is no local government in Anambra State today that you go to without seeing the hand of Soludo there. So he's working. We thank him and we encourage him and we ask him to do more. We Oliver Twist, we need some more. Let him continue to work for Ndi Anambra. I believe that the word for good work is more work. So Ndi Anambra will do the needful when the time comes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
I will just make a comprehensive jump on the headlines. The governor has been doing absolutely well. And I was going to say something about the Amansi Ebenebo Obo family routes, but Apostle, coincidentally, since we are from the same place, it's a beautiful thing to see. However, talking about the Okada, Keke, and all of that ban, despite the fact that the government of Soludo is asking people to shun that reportage, but it will be expedient to let the Okada riders and all of that know that they should go sing. Somebody carried me one day in his tricycle, and with the manner he drove, I was like, if the government comes tomorrow now and says tricycle keke riders, no more operation, people will begin to, go chaotic. But you should be seen. You cannot see a trailer coming onwards and you want to overtake, or what's the muzzle of that? So in summary, please, they should actually go sing. The government of Soludo is understandable, regardless of whatever discrepancy that we may want to have, but we give it to our governor. He's doing well.
Let me also say something on that. Government of Anambra State is debunking the news, but for me personally, if I should be in government, I will even ban Keke. Yes, I'm sorry, but that is true. If you look at what is happening today, or put a security check on that, on Keke. If you look at what is happening today in Oka, to be precise, it will baffle. Maybe you don't enter Keke. Those of us who enter Keke on a daily basis will tell you. They now use Keke to rob people. Yes, here in Oka, not in any other, here in Oka, go. So, if there is a place that Keke should even be banned, it should be here in Oka and its environment, because they banned Okada. These people, these criminals, ventured into Keke. And now they're using this Keke to rob people up and down. I was nearly robbed. Yes, I was inside Keke moving. I didn't know that another Keke was trying to, overtake us. As he was trying to overtake us, he stretched forth his hand and collected somebody's phone from the Keke that I was in. So all these things, it was a shock. I was surprised. And when he failed, when he couldn't collect the phone, he now overtook us and double-crossed us, came down with a machete and robbed people. My own savior was that I saw them, when they made that attempt, I figured what they wanted to do. So I had to now had my phone. I sat up a little, had my phone under my, sat on it.
The funny thing is that even despite your solution, yesterday I was discussing with some Keke riders, and they're like, to even buy Keke now is a risk. Two of them, as at yesterday from the report I heard, one escaped it with matches. They opened his tummy and all of that, stole his Keke from him. The Keke was found at Nibo. But that guy got so kind, I don't know how they were able to manage it, took him to hospital, immediate attention was paid to him, and yes. But the other guy lost his life. You get? So even the riders themselves is at risk, because do you know how much Keke worth now? It's about 2.something million new one. Keke is equivalent to some cars. So it's something that, I don't know how to put it, but a comprehensive measure should be. Because both the riders, the passengers, nobody is actually very safe now, yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you for that information. Now, quickly, let's go down to the business of the day, which is the papers that we have for review this morning. I will be taking two papers together. That will be the Daily Sun and the Punch. But first, the Daily Sun. The banner headline, students abroad groan as FX rate rises to 1,420 naira to $1. Pound sterling rate hit 1,775 naira. And CBN releases additional $500 million to settle FX liabilities. Edo Guba, PDP screens Shaibu, Igodalo, and others. Ibadan explosion, Makinde accuses Atiku of not identifying with Oyo people. And the rider says, as Obi visits, commiserates with governors and governor and victims. WAEC starts computer-based exam tomorrow. Court shifts Kanu's 50 million suit against federal government to April 27th. NAVJet kills kidnap syndicate in Kaduna. That you can find on page 4 of the Daily Sun. New minimum wage. Federal government to inaugurate 37-man tripartite committee. And then we have, I respect painstaking process in picking the Sun Award winners. That's Kwara First Lady. And quickly, let's go to what we have on the Punch newspaper. The banner headline is screaming, kidnapping epidemic. Over 17,000 Nigerians abducted under Buhari Tinubu. That's coming from reports. Buhari 90%, Tinubu 10%. Our abductors killed 2 Ekiti monarchs. From source, that's right there saying, federal government US signed MOU to train police special squad commanders. Naira falls to all-time low at official market. Sells for 1,348 naira per dollar. Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger exits may weaken 827 billion ECOWAS trade. That's report. Lawmakers accuse Fubura of unlawful conduct. Governor wants pro-Wike appointees. Bribery. Lagos CP probes DPO. 8,285 candidates sit computer-based WAEC January 31st. That's all that we have on both papers this morning. And quickly, let's begin with the Daily Sun. Students abroad groan as foreign exchange rate rises to 1,420 naira per dollar. Remember that Europe and maybe the Britain and the rest of it all see Nigeria as a catchment area to boost their economic education tourism. Definitely. Most of these monies are being funneled and channeled out from this area, from Nigeria. So students over there are now probably groaning and wondering, man, how are parents going to be coping with this? These are students talking, but we in Nigeria, we are feeling the pinch already by the incessant high cost of living and goods. What's your take on that, Ariza?
Okay, I may not be a financial expert or guru, but then I'm going to be submitting from certain reports I've heard. Somebody said something, okay, that was last year, if I'm correct. She's an international student, made payment for her tuition, and it did not reflect. By the time the school now informed her that she hasn't paid her tuition fee, she was, I have done that. Now, going to clear it from her bank and pay, the Naira exchange value against hers, and how would she be able to fund that? So, you see, it's discouraging, sincerely, and it's painful. I wouldn't know how to actually sum that up, but our government, those financial experts in the corridors of power, seemingly they are not doing well. I believe that the depreciation of Naira value is consequent on policies. That's basically that. And trust me, regardless of how you put it, students will keep to Jabba.
My brother.
They must find a way to.
But now, in the same story that we're having, the CBN releases additional $500 million to settle foreign exchange liabilities. How do you think that's going to cushion anything or make a difference? Apostle, what's your take?
All these things boils down on government. We have a poor governing system here in Nigeria. We have a system that is designed to better the lives of those in government, okay? Believe it or not, when the economy is going down, some people are getting enriched by that, okay? So sometimes when I see stories like this on paper, you know, regarding the state of economy, I don't really love to read them anymore, because I will end up, you know, getting myself, you know, just bringing sadness to myself, okay? So I don't just want to read it. But the truth of the matter is that since 2015, when APC government came to power, Nigeria has never been the same. Believe it or not. I've been a member of APC. I ran an election in APC, so I can tell you, okay? But as I'm talking, some people will say, it's because you're no longer a member of APC. No, it's not about that. It's about my conscience. Okay? Since 2015, Nigerians have not had rest. A single bit. Economy has fallen. Security. Insecurity is everywhere now. Just tell me one thing they've gotten right since this administration. Nothing. There's one of the headline that says, over 17,000 Nigerians abducted under Buhari and Tinubu. And I can tell you that the person who wrote this figure is making a mistake. It's more. There is more to this number here. The figure is not actually correct. If you do underground check, you find out that we have over 20,000 Nigerians abducted between 2015 till now. Okay, so what does that tell you? Now, under Buhari and under Emefiele, in fact, Emefiele, I'm sorry to say, is the worst CBN governor of Nigeria has ever had. Yes. Economy fell under this man. This man put Nigeria's economy into shambles. And today, some people are feeling pity for the young man. Thank God it is APC with an APC man. Under his word. Let me also tell you that Kadaso, the new CBN governor, is now saying a certain amount of money in dollar is going to be used to strengthen FX, whatever. Let me tell you sincere truth, my dear brother. All these things are stories you only get to read on paper. At the end of the day, that money, that dollar now you are hearing, will be diverted into one personal account and nothing will happen. I'm telling you. Because Nigerian politicians and Nigerian people, you think that they have something upstairs. When you give them opportunity to work, they will misbehave, they will just fail you. Nobody is normal in this country anymore, especially in government. I'm telling you. But just few of us. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Okay, look at, for example, we used to praising former SSA to governor on media. Is it Adesina? Yes. Adesina, when you used to be a journalist with Sun. Very, very young, very vibrant journalist I love to listen to. But the moment he was appointed as SSA to the president of media, the man changed. That is to tell you that there is something in that Abuja. Once you get appointed, you drink from the cup they drink from, and you get possessed of whatever spirit that is possessing them.
Well, thank you. You've already captured the headline on the Punch newspaper. But there's something that I really want to talk about. 8,285 candidates sit computer-based WAEC exam this January. You understand?
Okay.
To me, I'm thinking that that's computer-based, and then secondly, the figure seems a little bit, very minute. I was beginning to wonder, is it the entire Nigeria or probably a region? But then, are we actually up to this computer-based?
I was going to comment on that.
Exams, you understand? Because to me, most areas don't even have electricity, let alone, you understand, telling me you want to now sit. Even intelligent people do stumble on that computer-based exam. So isn't it better we go to what we are better off with so that we get the very best that will go into our higher institutions?
Okay.
Funny enough, computer-based exams, though I don't know how this would work, the time frame, and so far that I know, the timing on computer-based exams reads very fast. For instance, a student writing mathematics, what time would that student have to solve, when you talk about almighty formula, the quadratic equations and all of that? Certain things we are jumping into.
Well,
we are not yet.
We live in on that is we don't keep on being
Negative.
not just negative, living in the past. The world is moving on
Definitely.
in terms of technology.
But Nigerian
Now,
politicians has
what
refused
I'm
to move
saying
on with the
is
world.
We should try and see how we introduce this in our schools, secondary schools first, so that some of these students we are talking about will get acquainted on
With the
how to
system.
even use computer in the first place, not just when they want to write
Write
WAEC,
exam,
you tell them to
you.
come
Thank
and then again understand that WAEC is about, it's not just the what do you call it, the objective questions. We have the theory part
And the practicals too, in
And-
some
of course, and
some
practicals
subjects.
too. But then I'm not sure they're going to use this
For practicals.
That one you do yourself. But I'm talking about the objective questions, the one you'll be answering, just ticking the options that you have. What about the time that we allocate to them to answer, like write an essay, if it's English language, if English literature, summarize the novel you've read.
Yeah.
I think they should first. It's something that we
When
look
the
forward
foundation
to.
is-
But it's first they introduce it in school and
Okay.
make sure the computers
When
are
the
available.
foundation
Because
is
I've seen a
destroyed,
school where
Power
they learn
too.
computer studies orally, like theory. They've not seen computer. But it's one of the courses that they offer. So our government and then some stakeholders, our people that love education, let them see how they can help and contribute.
By the time we come out of
Can I
this
say-
experiment, we'll
when the
know.
foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Okay? Nigeria, I'm sorry, it's not a scam, but Nigerian politicians and Nigeria, people in leadership positions are scam. They are scammers. Let me tell you, you might, as a government,
Apostle, that's heavy to say.
no, let me tell you now. Do you know in my firm, there was a time I advertised that we needed a computer literate person to handle some stuff for us. Up to today, we are still looking for that computer literate person. We've not seen. Yes, we've not. Nobody has applied. Let me tell you the implication. In Nigeria, you can appropriate, a fund, so that you can get people to get computer knowledge. One minister or one director in Ministry of Education will take the money, convert it to dollar, transfer it to US, and the story will just be read on paper. It will just be forgotten.
And
The problem is that
the same
Nigerian
minister, we now convert the money for private schools and take it to wherever. It's not just
No,
government.
let me tell you. Yes.
We all are
Yes.
contributing to what is happening in
Yes,
our
but
society.
government is taking larger share of this whole thing. Yes, because as a government, everything boils down on government. If you bring out a policy, if you make it mandated that every school must have computer lab, okay, that every school must
Functional computer lab, because most schools do have computer lab. But the issue is that, are they functioning? Are there enough computers there for the
Do you know how much it cost? That is why today I hailed Mr. Peter Obi. Why he was governor of Anambra State. Schools in Anambra were fully, equipped with computer.
What of the principals of those schools? How did
Most
they
of them
manage?
sold it. Most of them sold it the moment Peter Obi left power. That's what I'm telling you. It's not like now Soludo introduced free education in Anambra State. Do you know that some principals went ahead to be collecting money until Soludo stood his ground and to maintain that no student, no pupil of Anambra State School must pay penny. Otherwise, let me tell you, just like the man said, we as individuals, we have our own roles to play. Okay? You will see a principal of a school that is well earning. Okay? He's not being owed salary. You will still tell students, okay, governor said there is free education, instead of paying 7,000 naira, go and pay 1,002. We call that one handwork money. We call that one the other thing money. Okay? At the end of the day, if you calculate 1,200 times, how many students is going to collect that money from? You see, that is the man is already a millionaire. And you see, on that, the whole problem starts from government and boils down to the people.
It starts from the people and ends with the people. Because when we say government, look at government is
isolated.
Government is still part of the people. I tell you, see, if we begin to get into the nitty-gritty of this subject, it's very long. I tell you. Do you know what do you mean by even government? Aso Rock is not a tribe. Those men will still live there, they will get back home. Those people that are connected to them at the grassroots, how objective and sincere are you when discussing with them? Itobi said something that it was a woman that made him leave, you say a chapel, I don't know, he was praying to go and pay pensions and gratuity and all of that. That man was bold enough to meet Peter Obi. From his own mouth, I heard it. Where he was praying, he said, stop. God will not answer you. Go and pay pensioners. These men are not, they are not lords. If we as a people become
because
sincere,
Peter made himself available. How many governors can you meet face to face? Let's tell ourselves the truth.
Let's not
I was watching something on Facebook the other day. The governor of Lagos State was moving on cover of about 25 vehicles.
Still have other people.
How do you meet him? With the number of security personnel around him.
We all need to put hands together to see how we can make this work. Whether you have the access to any person in power, but sometimes we still know how to meet them, and when you meet them, it's just your own. You are looking for your own.
Then why you teach me how to meet these people?
Selfish interests are your own. Some work with them and some don't even tell them the truth. So we need all hands needs to be on deck. But quickly, let's not dwell so much on that. We still have so many papers to review this morning. We have the Vanguard and the Daily Independent. Let's start with the Vanguard newspaper. Insecurity, kidnappers shoot at moving vehicle, man abducted, wife injured. And then we still have the ECOWAS. We are ready to engage Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger. This is coming from the federal government. Okay, and then of the $20 billion Dangote refinery to import crude from United States. Marking Day article at war over Ibadan explosion. Okay, Africans are a special case, but everyone will gradually accept same-sex blessings. This is coming from Pope Francis. Quickly, let's see what we have on the other paper this morning. That is the Daily Independent. To halt Naira slide, CBN injects $500 million into FX market. As Naira trades 1,500 Naira per dollar at parallel market. And then we can still see the railroad asks INEC to clear outstanding indebtedness, renews commitment to the electoral body. Food insecurity, a big threat to the nation. Obi, CSOs to Tinubu fulfill constitutional mandate of safeguarding Nigerians. Says 2,432 people killed, 1,872 kidnapped in 8 months. Ibadan explosion, marking this says Atiku has not reached out to him. Lot Obi. Fubara swears in ex-factional speaker as chief of staff. Impeached local speaker accused of 2.5 billion naira fraud arraigned in court. NAF airstrikes neutralize 30 kidnappers in Kaduna. And then Edo Giba, PDP screens Shaibu Onaiwu, 8 other aspirants. Shatima adds development partners to support Tinubu's administration.
Insecurity.
Yeah.
The banner headline.
In front of the page of Vanguard, yes.
Kidnappers shoot at moving vehicle. Man abducted, wife injured. The man abducted, the wife that should go about looking for the husband injured. So, and I can tell you, without fear of favor, that the Nigerian government that I know will do nothing about this. Because security of lives and properties of Nigerians doesn't matter they don't matter to Nigerian government, believe it or not. Both of us might be saying, let us be positive, let us stop speaking against government. But if it happened to both of any of us here now, you get to know that I'm not lying here. They don't care.
But then, Apostle, in the paper that we have in the Punch, you can see federal government US sign MOU to train police special squad commanders. Are these not fights to fight insecurity that the government are making?
You can't beat around the bush. If you want to end insecurity in Nigeria, introduce state policing. Simple. You can't do
state policing is the climax of the solution.
If you introduce state policing, and the Onyanambra, as Onyanambra is the commissioner of police in Anambra State, a DPO that will be in charge of police station in Awka North is from Awka North.
So you can what of in states where you don't have DPO from those states, or you don't have police commissioner from those localities, what then do you do?
No, you don't get my submission here.
No, because you're making it seem as if you're trying to...
Every state should have their own.
No, when you introduce state policing...
Are you saying that every state should have their own outfit?
Should be in charge of their...
Yes.
Okay. That would take a long process. process.
No, but that has been.
But remember that yesterday in the papers we saw that a governor said that.
That is Uzodinma.
Uzodinma, yeah, said that states cannot fund.
That he was speaking for governors. That state governors, yes, cannot fund state policing.
But state governors can fund. Anyway, let me not talk much on that.
Go ahead.
See, the truth of this matter is the fact that if we really want to say let's discuss it and be objective, we need time. You guess. Speaking of police, a policeman said, I think that was House of Rep or Senate, while he was under investigation, they were giving submissions in respect to this insecurity, and he said one of the major fears of the police is the fact that you apprehend a culprit and powers that be gets the man out, and the man comes after you and your family. And a few days ago, I saw something and I could not help but wonder. It's one of our, that posted it, one of a journalist, a senior journalist, a kidnapper, a major kingpin was arrested in Abuja. And the guy was booked in a police van with some policemen, telling a policeman, this is Nigeria. Highest, I will serve 1 year, I will come out. I will come for you. Don't worry, my man will come for me. I have a friend who is, what are they even called?
Arinze.
See, there is so much to deal with.
Somebody can make that statement not even having anything to back him up. Just based on the fact that this is Nigeria. You understand?
Yes, but
I'm telling you, somebody can make that statement without anything backing it up.
Anyway, let me quickly respond to Uzodinma's submission that states cannot fund the...
Yeah, that governors cannot fund state police.
That was on yesterday's paper.
Yes. But you know, I want to say this. Let it be approved that there should be state policing. Now, if Uzodinma cannot fund state police in Imo State, let him continue to go to Abuja to beg Tinubu or the president to fund or continue to give him security in Imo State. Let states that can afford to fund security in their state fund security, because these governors are called chief security officers of their state. But then, if you watch it in clear time, they are not. They can't even issue a command to a commissioner of police. They can only beg, and commissioner will wait to get approval and order from above. Okay, if we continue, the issue of security is not something you beat around corners. Okay,
especially when it's now an existential threat to lives and property.
And yes, and it started everywhere. When it started in the north, we were all saying it's in the north of Masakwanani. It's not Boko Haram in the north. Then it is now in southeast. You can't even. Let me tell you, as a journalist, you can't even move through Ihiala to Imo State. Someone was invited me to a wedding ceremony in Imo State. I told the young man, my dear friend, I will not come. I said, I'm not going to come. Same you, I can't let me say whatever I want to give you. I didn't go.
Logically, we have vigilante services in states. Akeredolu of blessed memory, while alive, said something. This argument of arm these guys very well. Can we first start with arming these guys very well? And I tell you, sincerely, if we talk about corruption, but even the state policing, it's still people, part of force, that will be involved in it. So first, is it possible to achieve a mental rehabilitation, a positive paradigm shift in the people first? Because get the state policing. Once the corrupt minds cheer the system.
The system.
So the recruiting process should be monitored well. I have a police friend of mine. He told me that he cannot die for Nigeria, for anybody in Nigeria. He told me, holistically, he said, yeah, Apostle, I am not dying for anybody. He told me that if you send him to work, and in fact, he doesn't like to stand on the road himself. He said he prefer to be sent to maybe a hotel, to be sent to special
special
duties. Yeah, thank you. Maybe to go and
to be with VIPs and
VIP, something like that.
Well,
let's also talk about this Ibadan explosion. Now, I don't understand what is going on between Makinde and Atiku.
It's political.
In front of Vanguard, Makinde, they said Makinde Atiku at war over Ibadan explosion. Now, in front page of Daily Independent, Makinde says Atiku has not reached out to him. Probably that's the problem.
This just for me. I've seen it a number of times. It's political entitlement. Like some persons will come and say something about Obi, then so happen, and Obi hasn't. That for the fact that these men possibly contested whatever discrepancy people had, it does not make that any single cry from your domain they must show up. They are humans, and they have their own engagements.
I disagree.
This reaching out, listen. This reaching out to you. What does it mean? Come, possibly for the victims, I'm giving 100 million. That's the only thing.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily reaching out. Probably this is gone beyond the way you're saying it. This where
they should voice it out, so we know the details.
You know why? Atiku is an elder state man, and he has showed a passion and commitment that he wants to govern Nigeria.
Yeah.
He wants to be a president. Okay? That if something, you know, explosion is not something you say is a normal thing or something that Atiku shouldn't comment on. As somebody who has once aspired.
Comment on and reaching out. I don't know if you get.
Listen now. You should reach out to the government. Let us be, you know, be realistic here. Atiku should reach out to the government of Oyo State, you know, condole with them, and see a way he can support the downtrodden. Let him support the victims. Okay, all this money has been you know. Let me not. Do you understand?
You see the argument now.
Let him go and support the victim. Those people there need the support.
No problem. Thank you so much for that. Let us go with the
you
papers that we have.
Let him show it.
The
now,
Nation.
So
we'll be taking the Nation and the Daily Trust together, and then let's start with the Nation newspaper. And the banner headline there is still talking about security. Security men raised bar in battle against kidnappers, and then the writer there says, Air Force bombs terrorists, Army, police rescues scores from abductors. 2 traditional rulers killed in Ekiti. Policeman in Imo, daughter murdered in FCT. CBN injects 500 million into forex market. Ibadan blast Makinde lashes out at Atiku. We've seen that. Sign attendance register daily. Governor orders council chairman. Wow. Russia behind Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, ECOWAS quit threat. And Yahaya Bello to replace Ganduje's poster. Ganduje's posters flood Abuja. Insecurity. State police call gets louder. And then we have 3 feared killed as another communal clash erupts in Osun communities. And quickly, let's see what we have on the Daily Trust. And then ECOWAS crisis, Nigeria at receiving end. Citizens will require visas to travel across exiting countries. Terrorists might up their game, security expert says. We would be poorer. That's coming from Dons. Union, Polaris, Keystone Banks, investors contest takeover. And the writer says, CBN, action in breach of own rules. Petition, President Tinubu, Apex Bank, silent on accusations. Naira plunges to 1,500 Naira per dollar at the parallel market. And then UK suspends a British Nigerian minister for calling Israel's action genocide. Supreme Court, Kano governor denies striking deal with Tinubu. That's what we have on these papers. Quickly, let's look into Russia behind Niger and Burkina Faso, Mali, ECOWAS quit threats. Wow, that's turning out to be some kind of an interesting story we're having here. The world is probably we might be experiencing the Cold War we had sometime with Russia, Cuba, and the USA, probably happening in Africa. What's your take on this, Apostle?
Okay, you see, Africa, over the years, is not like a dumping ground. Okay, all these civilized countries, they come to Africa and do whatever they want to do and get away with it. Nothing happens. You know why? Because African leaders are always interested, you know, about their. Let me also tell this thing. Russia being or fueling the crisis what do you call it again? Niger. Is it Niger?
Yeah, Niger, Mali, and yeah.
You know, these people, if they don't fund or if they don't fuel the crisis in those countries, they can't make money. Okay? So they make money when Africans are in trouble. Because as African countries, have you ever seen an African country
These are Francophone countries we're talking about. The three of them are Francophone, and then I wonder the agreement.
It does not, for me, it does not really hold water, so to speak, whether Francophone or Anglophone. The thing is, like Apostle was saying, most of these Western countries, civilized countries, they see Africa as a bait.
Marketplace.
Whatever logic they want to play, whatever scheme they have to possibly better their lot, Africa is one point of sale for them. You get so,
and they get what they want.
As a media person, this is still alleged.
It means that if this statement is actually
true, exactly.
It means that Russia is going to back them up with whatever.
That's yes.
They are still fighting Ukraine, and they will still have like 3 other countries to protect. Wow, that's quite interesting.
They have the military.
Okay,
rights.
let's quickly see a message from our Facebook page coming from Ozo Francis Namani. He is watching live from Amagunza in Enugu State. Good morning, my analysts in the studio. The reported cases of killings, banditry, kidnapping, and other forms of insecurity is unarguably worrisome, alarming, and disturbing. Government at all levels should rise up against this challenge. This is from Ozo Francis Namani. Well, that's his own opinion, and it's legit. I mean, he's talking to everybody, the government at all levels, individuals. Let's all put our hands together and see how we can, you know, help and bring to the barest minimum what is happening in our country. Killings, banditry, kidnapping. Most times among ourselves, we even know the people that are doing these things, but we fail to open up.
Probably.
Do you know the fear of this? Maybe I will just say this. When we talk about this insecurity, some of us trivialize it. I had a fellow, I don't want to go in detail, but he's connected to me by blood. While he was going to travel back to Abuja, he came asking for funds. And this morning I saw his updates online. He's using flight. I was going to call him and say, but on a second thought, if he travels by road and they kidnap him, do I have the money to contribute? So this man don't ask you how much you have. Once they suspect anything, it's from 300 million. You will not be the one negotiating. He used flights, and I said, regardless, he's safer.
And you won't see Gumi to negotiate for you.
He's safer.
All right, I know we have more to say, but we have to go because we have other things to do on the show this morning.
Slide attendance register daily.
Please, we really need to go. We don't have time again. We want to say very thank you to you, Apostle John Paul Iloduba, for joining us on Press Review this morning.
Yeah, thank you. It's always a pleasure being here, you know, to share my my thoughts and views on national issues. But I wanted to comment.
It's okay, we'll do that another day. And Ariz Anebunam, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. And as a matter of fact, I feel elated that I'm back on this game with you.
All right.
And it's been a while I saw you actually too.
It's all right. Thank you so much for being here, both of you. We really appreciate your input. And that's it for Press Review this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.